Okay, so in the last video we talked about how to perform a search and how to understand what it is that you're searching. So now we're going to talk about different ways to view your search results. So by default, it's going to give you these little thumbnails with titles. It's going to sort by relevance, which means that documents that have the most instances of the word that you searched are going to come up to the top, and it's going to show 25 results. So we're going to talk now about ways to change that, to view your results in different ways. So first, if you just want to zoom in and out, see the text larger or smaller, these plus and minus signs over here will let you do that. If you want to change it so you're not just looking at thumbnails, so you're getting a little bit more information about your search results, you have the card option and the list option. So the card option is going to give you the title of each document and then the description if one has been written for the item. So you can find out a little bit more about these items before you click through to them. But be aware that, as mentioned previously, not all items have descriptions written for them. So something like an annual report where we're not reading through the whole document when we put it up, and our description would probably be, this is an annual report from the Cleveland Cliffs Iron Mining Company. We don't bother to type that out because it's not giving you any additional information. And same thing with newspapers. We don't write descriptions of newspapers because, again, we don't have time to read through every page of the newspaper, and so the description would just be, this is the November 5th, 1926 edition of the Mining Journal, for instance. So descriptions, where they exist, will show up in card view. If, on the other hand, you want to see the dates of the documents, you can go over to list view, and I do wish we had a way for you to see both in one view. I know that's kind of annoying. But in list view, it will give you the title, the type of document, the date created, and the collection. So this is telling you the title of the document. It's telling you if it's text, image, audio, or video. It will give you the date that the item was created, and then it will give you the collection that it's in. So a couple of things about the date created field and the collection field. So date created uses what we call EDTF format, extended date time format, which is the standard used by most library and archives database systems. So the dates go year, month, day. That's so that they can sort really easily in the database chronologically. And if we want to note an approximate date, we use a tilde at the end. So, for instance, this oral history transcript, we have 2001 tilde. That means we know that it was created in approximately 2001, but we're not sure about that date. So it could have been created in 2000, it could have been created in 2002. You might also see date ranges, and let's see if I can find one in this search that does that. So for date ranges, we might not, and so I might need to do another search for us here. My apologies. Date ranges are going to have a slash in the middle. So they might say, here we go. They might say something like 1983/2000. That means that, and in this case, this is a collection. So everything in this collection or subfolder was created between the years 1983 and 2000, and we're certain that it was created in that date range. You might also see something like that with a squiggly line after it, that same tilde as before, and again, that just means that it's approximate. So that would mean that we think a reasonable date range for when that item might have been created is between 1983 and 2000, again, if there was a tilde after it. But we're not sure. It could have been created a little bit before, or it could have been created a little bit after. We're guessing. You'll also see some that are undated and have nothing there. So our current practice when we create items is never to leave the date field blank, even if we have to give a really broad date range like 1900 to 1950. But we didn't always do that. So for older items in the database, you might just have a blank spot. We're hoping to go back through and fix those, so over time you should be seeing less blank spots for date created, but obviously that takes time. So one other thing to note, this collection. In Islandora, it treats any institution, So like the Peter White Public Library is considered a collection. Any collection page, so for instance, the mining journal within the Peter White page is a collection, but then also any subfolders are considered collections. So sometimes the collection here isn't going to make a lot of sense. So for instance, books sounds like a really weird collection name. The reason why that's happening is this Red Dust journal is within the books folder, which is within the Red Dust collection. So unfortunately, that collection field just isn't going to be very useful just because of the way our database is nested, which is necessary because we have so many different organizations that are part of UPLINK, and that has to be the top level collection. So that concludes the different views. In the next video, I'm going to talk about different sorting options and how to change the number of results that you're seeing.